The establishment in the middle of the village area and surrounded by rice field is a tension owned by Sekolah Menengah Agama Al-Hidayah or simply SMAH. It is located 2 kilometers from the city of Kuala Kerau. SMAH at its initial stage was built as a result of the efforts and high spirit of the Parit Abbas community as well as the support of the surrounding residents to see the establishment of a religious institution that will educate and give birth to the children of the next generations of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. There were only 3 classes at that time, while teaching staff is only 6 people. Following the increase in students, in 1953 a single-story building was built. Now the building served as a cooperative female teachers' room and school resources center. In 1963, another building was built containing 5 classrooms. The building was built as a result of donation received from the Baitul Mal, the Mufti's office and the Para-Islamic Religious Department. In 1983, SMAH was upgraded to the secondary level, therefore the name of the school was changed from Madrasah Al-Hidayah Adiniyah to Sekolah Menengah Agama Al-Hidayah.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening to Dr. Putri and all my fellow classmates. Today our group 3 will be presenting our program proposal. If there is any question, please ask after the presentation ended. Thank you. This is the table of contents of our presentation today. We have the background, the rationale, objective, proposed activities, proposed budget, and limitation. Without further ado, let me start with the background. Early this semester, we have conducted a counseling need assessment at Sekolah Menengah Agama Al-Hidayah, Kuala Kerau Perak, which is also my previous secondary school. We decided to choose this school as we thought it will be interesting to know more about students from a non-city area. As one of the group members, which is me, are familiar with the nature as well as the culture of this school. I also used to work well with my school counselor. The total of respondents to our counseling needs assessment is 52 students instead of both from Form 4 and Form 5 students. These students, however, are all taking art streams, more specifically religious subjects such as Syariah Islamiyah, Quran Sunnah, and additional subject which is Perniagaan or Business. These subjects are fixed and cannot be changed. So here is an honorable mention and thanks to Puan Nur Suryani binti Othman, which is the school counselor who has helped us a lot in conducting this needs assessment. Based on this needs assessment, we were able to come up with several appropriate counseling programs that need to be done because it is clearly visible that those skills are necessary for the student. Moving on to the rational section, based on the need assessment, we managed to identify that students are dealing with academic issues related to time management and learning style, personal issues that include low self-esteem and dealing with grief and loss, as well as career planning issues. So here is the summary of the results of our need assessment. 59.6% of the students are having academic issue with regard to time management, with 71.2%, and study skills also with 71.2%. 59.6% of the students are asking for guidance for test taking preparation, especially for SPM. 63.5% of the students are having issues related to low self-esteem. 48.1% have chosen dealing with grief and loss issue, and another 59.6% of students need guidance in regard to understanding the requirements for further studies after SPM. The rationale behind this program is to help the students to overcome the issue that they face by providing some techniques and skills on how to manage their time wisely. It also to help this targeted students to overcome their grief and loss by conducting a talk that will help them to face their hardest time. It also to help the students to overcome the low self-esteem issue and to boost their confidence so that they can bring out all the potential in themselves. The last but not least is to help the students to choose their path of the SPM. I pass the baton to the next presenter. Thank you.
So, as Balkis has mentioned the background and the rationale of our project, then there are 8 objectives of our program. Firstly, to enhance their knowledge and skills on how to manage their time wisely. Second, to expose students to various types of learning so that they know which category suits them. Third, to enhance the techniques and skills in the learning process. Fourth, to assist them in handling grief and loss so that they can fully function. Fifth, to enhance their understanding of several options after SPM and guide them to choose the best. 6th, to prepare students to be more committed and capable in facing internal and public examinations. 7th, to improve students' self-efficiency in order to prepare themselves in a campus education environment. 8, to help students boost their self-confidence.
Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aisha Nurfita binti Parman. My metric number is 2012190. Now I'll proceed to the second part of the presentation, which is program proposal. So basically we have proposed all type of program. Okay, the first one is program 1, which is a day of academic excellence. So what is a day of academic excellence? It's basically a day which we will conduct two type of program that focuses on the academic part. Okay, so for the first program and for the first seasons, which is conducted in the morning, inshallah, it is basically about time management talk, and the speaker we are planning to invite is Puan Nur Hidayah. Puan Nur Hidayah is an excellent teacher who currently ventures in giving seminars and talk related to the time management. Okay, so the talk will also highlight the importance of using a calendar to plan ahead. So basically, Puan Nur Hidayah will advise the students to use calendar to plan ahead, so that there will be no importance that will be neglected. For example, the submissions of the assignment, the submissions of the presentation, so far and so forth. Okay, so mode of delivery is basically a group guidance, and the date of the program is 1st February 2022. Okay, so it's basically a timeline for the first seasons of the first program. Okay, so as you can see, we have listed the activity for each time, so that there will be no direct issue things occur in the program, and the program will run smoothly. Okay, so now we proceed to the second part of the program, which is a seminar about types of learners and how each type of learners learn. It's about tips and tricks. Okay, and the second season will be held at the evening slot. Okay, so the speaker that we are planning to invite is a very intelligent speaker, which is Cikgu Syamuddin. Okay, Cikgu Syamuddin had 15 years of teaching experience and 5 years of venture in giving talk and seminar around Malaysia, especially for Form 5 students. So and that's the reason why we think that Cikgu Syamuddin is a very suitable speaker for the program. Okay, so the rationale of the program is basically to help the students on how to identify their own type of learning style using a quiz that will be provided by the speaker and also by the counselor. Okay, so mode of delivery is basically a group guidance, and the date of the program is also SEM, which is 1st February 2022. So as you can see, this is the timeline for the second slot. Okay, it started at 2 p.m. and it's ended at 5:30 p.m. Okay, so for the second program, okay, we are planning to do a motivational talks on self-esteem by the alumni, and the speaker that we are planning to invite is Sister Nurul Husna Akira, also alumni from Sekolah Menengah Agama Al-Hidayah, and she's a graduate from University Malaya majoring in Usuluddin. Okay, together with Sister Nurul Afifa, Sister Nurul Anis Farhana, and Sister Nurul Aina binti Muhammad. Okay, so basically motivational talk on self-esteem by the school alumni might help students to become more motivated and enhance their self-esteem. Because of what? Because like alumni have the experience in tackling academic issue together with the counselor and the teacher, and the objective of this program is actually to help students to boost their self-confidence. And last but not least, the mode delivery is guidance curriculum through large group guidance, and it will be conducted inshallah on 6 April 2022.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you Aisyah for your presentation, and I will continue to explain about the third and the fourth program of our program proposal. So the third program is, the title of our third program is Menguruskan Kesedihan, Kehilangan Orang Tersayang, which is, it is a talk about grief and loss. Grief and loss is the second most highest words in our needs assessment on personal issues. And it is important for the school to become a supportive environment to ensure emotional safety of the students. The aim of this program is to give exposure to students on how to deal with grief. And after the program, the school counsellor can and will promote their counselling service, because there may be students who don't know that they provide counselling service that is related to grief and loss. The mode of delivery of this program is group counselling. It will be conducted on Wednesday 13th of July 2022, and the speaker is Cikgu Siti Haisa binti Tukiran, which is a school counsellor from SMK Kuala Kurau. The program will be conducted virtually through Google Meet. The program will start at 1:50 until 2 p.m, whereby we will open the link to wait for the participants to come in, and then welcoming remarks and dua recitation will be started from 2 p.m. to 2:15 p.m, and the talk begins from 2:30 p.m. from 3:30 p.m, which is it is a 1 hour talk, and then we will conduct Q&A session for students who wants to ask for clarification from 4 p.m. to 4:10 p.m, and the program will stop at 4:15 p.m. with the recitation of Tasbih Kafarah and Surah Al-As, as well as photography session, whereby students, the participants, as well as school counsellor will open their camera. So we move on to the last program for our program proposal, and the title of the program is Future Me. It is a collaboration between PRS, Pembimbing Rakan Sebaya, and the counselling unit. The PRS are the one who will be conducting the Google Meet, and to ensure the flow of the program to run smoothly, and it will be conducted via Google Meet. And the targeted participant are Form 4 and Form 5 students, because they will be preparing for their big examination, which is SPM, and to plan where they want to study after SPM. And this program, the aim of this program is to give an exposure to students about the pathways after SPM, and the mode of delivery is guidance curriculum. The program will be conducted on the 3rd of October 2022. The speaker of this program is the school counsellor itself, from the school itself, which is Puan Nursuryani binti Othman. So there will be 3 modules in this program, and it will be conducted from 8 a.m. until 12 p.m. The first module is on pathway after SPM. It is a talk which is the school counsellor will expose the students on the choices that they can go to after SPM, which is foundation, STPM, diploma, and many more. The second is on career assessment, and the career assessment chosen is Holland Riasak. Why do we choose Holland Riasak test? Is because we want to assist students in finding a suitable working environment, because when they find a suitable working environment, they will know on which course they want to pursue after this. And the third module is a peek into university life with after school preparation. For this talk, the school counsellor Puan Nursuryani will give guidance to students on important dates to apply for UPU, and how to apply or how to buy the PIN number. I guess that's all from me. I will pass on to the next presenter. Thank you.
So, now we are going to present our proposed budget. Okay, for the first program, which is Academic Excellence Week Let's Succeed, or in Malay, we call it Minggu Cemerlangan Academic. The expected cost for this program are RM200. The cost are for 2 wooden plugs, which are our tokens of appreciation for our speakers. As for the sources, we are going to apply 100 ringgit from the funds of the PIBG and also from the student's fee, 2 ringgit from each student. And then the second program, which is motivational talks on self-esteem by the school alumni. For this program, the expected costs are 150 ringgit. The costs are for 4 bawal farha, which are our tokens of appreciation for our speakers who are female. We also need to pay the shipping fee because we are going to post it to them. As for the sources, we are going to apply 100 ringgit from the funds of the PIBG, and also we are going to find sponsors to sponsor the remaining 50 ringgit for our program. Next, the third program, which is menguruskan kesedihan kehilangan orang tersayang program. The expected cost for this program are 100 ringgit. The costs are for the fee of the speaker. As for the sources, we are going to apply 100 ringgit from the funds of the PIBG. Then, for our last program, which is Future Me, the expected cost for this program are 100 ringgit. The costs are for the fee of the speaker, the internet, and the e-certificate. As for the sources, we are going to apply 100 ringgit from the funds of the PIBG.
We are moving on to the limitation section. I'll be helping Sister Ida explaining them since it is quite a lot. The first limitation for the first program is the program's duration is excessively long. There are 2 sessions for the Day of Academic Brilliance program, a morning session and an evening session. The students are given break in between those sessions, which is a wonderful thing because they can catch a breath after the morning session. However, some students who are already fatigued from the morning session may elect to forgo the evening session since it will end around 5:30 p.m., which is considered late after a long day. The second limitation for the first program is the internet connection. To execute a long virtual program, the connection for the program's host must be reliable, as this determines whether the program will run smoothly or not. Having an inconsistent internet connection during one of the sessions, especially the evening session where the speaker is prominent visitor, might harm the organizer's image and allow the students to dismiss themselves. When the connection is lost, perhaps kicking out all of the program's participants. Apart from that, the programs may not operate as smoothly as intended if the organizers of the programs may be unable to access the internet if the connection is shaky. So I'll pass the baton for the next presenter, Sister Ida.
Okay, so for the second program, which is motivational talks on self-esteem by the school alumni, we figure out 2 limitations for this program, which are the limitation on budget and the lack of activities. Okay, for this program, we have a limited budget. We are constrained on the budget, which hinders to be able to invite a speaker who is more experienced and specifically specialized in self-esteem issue, because their fee, because usually a speaker fee who is specialized in certain thing, their fee is more expensive compared to who is not. So for this program, the second limitation is lack of activities. For students, it might be hard for them to stay focused in an event that mostly revolve around talking and speech for an hour and 10 minutes, because it might be boring for them and they might lose interest. So that's why it is better if in the event activities can be included, activities such as jam boards, such as quizzes, which involve the student participation, as it can keep the student focused. We will move on to the next program, which is menguruskan kesedihan kehilangan orang tersayang program. In this program, we also have two limitations, which is the first one is large scale participants and the second one is lack of times. Okay, the first limitation for this program is the large scale participant. The program is revolved around having issues which are grave and lost that perhaps not all students can relate with. If the number of the participants is too large, the teacher might lose and the targeted student who relate to this issue, and perhaps the affected student might decide to not want to join this program because they might feel vulnerable and uncomfortable with too many participants. Okay, moving on to second limitation for the program, which is lack of times. We figured that 1 hour and 45 minutes is not enough for the counselor and the affected students to talk about the heavy issues which are grief and loss too roughly during this limited time, because for this kind of issues the counselor must be careful and there might be delay of times in some agenda because the emotions are too much for the student and the way that the counselor need to think of to use a more soft wording to be careful of the student feelings and for both of the parties to talk about emotions, feelings and action. So for the last program, which is Feature Me, there are also two limitations that we figure out, which the first one is the lack of physical presence and the second one is the number of participants. Okay, so for the first limitation, which is the lack of physical presence, the lack of face-to-face between the students and the counselor might make the students have a difficult time focusing during the whole program. Also, the student might have a hard time understanding the instruction about the career assessment due to the program being conducted visually. If the program is conducted physically, the students can interact with the counselors directly and it gives counselor more chances to interact with more students. But with the visual program, the student and the counselor cannot communicate directly due to technical problems such as lagging and disconnection. The second limitation for this program is the number of participants. We figure out that the number of participants for this program might not reach the target because the school is in a rural area where perhaps a few students coming from low income household that might make them not be able to own a technological devices, and also because the connection in the rural area is unstable, so the students might have difficulty to get access to the platform for the event because they have a poor connection and no connection.